There's no escape from saving thousands. Save yourself during October Fright Fest at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Your spirits will rise with savings up to $10,000 off all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
It's your choice. Get a new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, just $169 a month. Run, Bill, run! Hide behind that 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4, also just $169 a month. And if you need credit, we can help you get it.
Go to Route 23 in Sussex.
Jeep Celebration Event Ram Power Days.
Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. Time to pick our games for Week 7. Boy, we're flying through the football season, folks. It just seemed like it was yesterday we were talking about opening day and we were driving around doing our preseason special. But we're at Week 7, closing in on the end of the regular season, looking toward states, and some big games coming up this week. We're going to start off with a rivalry game that was reinstated last year after it was broken up. Belvidere and North Warren. Belvidere's 4-2. They're part of the Mid-State 38. They're coming off a 28-0 win over South Hunterdon. David Kinney, a nice player for them, so is Tyler Yard. North Warren, they lost last week 41-0 to a good Verona team. They're 2-4. This is a rivalry game, but I think Belvidere has just a little bit too much. Should be a great game right down to the final whistle, but Belvidere gets the win. 1-5 Sussex Tech at Tenafly on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Tenafly is 1-5. These two teams have played the last few years. Tenafly has a nice running back in Nick DiStolo. Their one win, they beat Marist 55-33. They lost to Cliffside Park last week, 26-21. Sussex Tech lost to Keensburg last week, 19-0. Dan Petrzak had a great game on defense again. Richie Hoffman, Brandon Hall, Tyler Crum, Bo Maroney, they carry the offense. And they'll need good blocking from the guys up front. Dylan Beebe, Dylan Snyder, Ryan Marshall. And on defense, Hoffman and Maroney are the top tacklers there. Kristen Kipp as well. I think Sussex Tech goes down there and beats Tenafly and gets their second win of the season. Our next game, 6-0 Sparta, will go down to West Morris, who's 4-2. West Morris is a very good team. Coming off a tough loss, though, to Morris Knolls. Morris Knolls is playing much better now after losing to Morris Hills early in the year. They lost to Knolls 41-20. Kevin Henley does a great job with this team. They run the wing tee. They're big and physical. They like to establish the run. Jack DiPietro, Bryce Zagowski, and Matt Forster run the attack. And last week against Knolls, they ran two quarterbacks, Joe Spano and Jeff Chaplin. And on defense, Hunter Booth does a nice job leading them. They gave Sparta all they wanted last year at Sparta. They're going to look for revenge. Also, Sparta fans, game's at 7:30. West Morris is old school. They play their home games at 7:30 like they used to back in the old Iron Conference. Sparta 6-0, and they're doing it being banged up. Thomas Ferrara out, Jake Zerillo out, who's going to hopefully come back. Will Cisco, the other wide receiver, got hurt against Roxbury. We'll see if he'll play this week. The Vacris kid was hurt at linebacker. Sam Boucher came and did a great job. They were able to hold off Roxbury 34-17. Roxbury big and physical, so it's going to be another good test for Sparta. They needed one because they've been blowing people out of the water. Anthony Broccoletti, his typical great self, 12 of 20, 264 yards, 3 TDs. But the star on offense was Kenny Olkers, who played quarterback at the beginning of the year when they were split in time. He was battling Broccoletti for the starting position. He moved to tight end with Ferrara being hurt. And he just had a monster game, 7 catches, 151 yards, and a touchdown. He also had our catch with the play of the week. Tucker Hastings came in when Cisco got hurt. So that next man up is a big thing at Sparta. And Frank Marciano is playing a lot of sophomores, 8 of them. But if that defense comes to play, Robbie Gannett at linebacker, just so tough. And then Ryan Richardson comes flying up and plays the run, very tough from the secondary. Ben Davis, TJ Hurley, the Sigillo kid, they all play well. I think Sparta gets a hard-fought victory down at West Morris and picks up big power points as they're still at 6-0, folks, 4th in North 1 Group 3, which is just crazy. I know Frank Marciano and I had talked about it. You know, the way the Super Football Conference is set up, you know, they don't get the availability of the power points of some other teams. For example, Ramapo has a loss that's ahead of them. Demers has a loss. Riverdale's undefeated, you know, but, you know, they're going to get into the States, obviously, but they have to basically almost be perfect to get a 1 or 2 seeds. So we'll see if that's addressed next year. So I think Sparta gets the win. High Point, 4-2. They clobbered Kittatinny. Kittatinny went down, first drive, scored. High Point came back, touchdown pass, Jake Lazinski to Grayson Sabo. Then Kittatinny struggled getting some punts off, gave High Point great field position. High Point recovered an onside kick and just ran away with the victory, 47-14, 47-12. Chad Mazzilli, 5 touchdowns, 20 carries for 136 yards. Jake Phillips, 6 carries for 110 yards. Jake Lazinski had the touchdown pass. Grayson Sable, player of the game for them with Mazzilli, had the touchdown catch, picked off a pass. Also had about 7 or 8 tackles. Storm Goralskic also had a good game on defense. And the guys up front, Eric Fry, Brandon LeBar, they really did a nice job leading that offensive line. Liam Whitaker has come in and done a nice job filling in for Shane Ratz. So Coach Delaney happy with that. They go up to 0-6 Vernon. Vernon's a little bit beat up, but lost to Mount Olive last week, but they moved the ball. So Vernon looks like they're going to be trying to throw the ball. Dan Fedorko, 7 of 11, 130 yards. Evan Janik had 5 of those catches for 87 yards. You know, every week, Mike Stefkovich goes out there, plays his heart out for Vernon. 19 carries, 81 yards. You got Jeremy Cahart and Rapisardi and Ames. But I think High Point's going to be too much, and they're going to move to 5-2. And pick up Group 3 power points, even though Vernon's winless. And, you know, getting those Group 3 power points does help. Our next game, the 4-2 Jefferson will go to 5-1 Morris Hills as a Patriot Red Division. Now, Jefferson can help Sparta if they knock off Morris Hills, because Sparta would then clinch at least a piece of that division title, with Hills having 2 losses. If Sparta wins their game, obviously their next league game, which will be, they still have to play Jefferson yet. So it should be interesting what Jefferson can do. They bounced back after the loss to Par Hills, beat Montville. They're in 7th place in North 1 Group 3. They need to get this win. Morris Hills Group 4 with 5 wins, lots of power points on the line. This is a huge game for the Falcons. Anthony Johnson last week, 7 of 15, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin Ranzio, again, over the 100-yard mark for the 3rd time this year. 17 carries for a season-high, 159. Drew Benfatti, again, he's their best overall player, folks. Offensively, defensively, he kicks for them. There's nothing he can't do. And then that defense every week, Nick Miller just leads that crew. And then Joe Patelli, the kid that played, more known for basketball, hadn't played in a year or so. He's having a good year, both sides of the ball. Paul Monaco as well. And Jefferson looking to get that big win. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a game at Saturday. It's homecoming for Morris Hills. Hills is 5-1. The only loss was to Sparta. Angelo Macera last week had a big game against West Milford. 20 carries for 230 yards. Sam Valerio, Jeremy Bouchel, Ray Almador, the quarterback Nick Carlotti, and Devin Caruso, just a terrific 2-way defensive end, tight end. Huge game for both teams. I just think Morris Hills has a little bit too much. I wouldn't be surprised if Jefferson wins. They beat them last year. But Morris Hills just very good this year. Like I said, their only loss was to Sparta. But if Jefferson wins, they can almost guarantee themselves a spot in the state tournament with those Group 4 power points. When we come back, we'll look at the rest of the games here on Week 7 in the Muggs Media area right after these messages here on Channel 10 and MuggsMedia.com.
There's no escape from saving thousands. Save yourself during October Fright Fest at Franklin Sussex Auto Mall. Your spirits will rise with savings up to $10,000 off all new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams.
It's your choice. Get a new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4, just $169 a month. Run, Bill, run! Hide behind that 2017 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Express 4x4, also just $169 a month. And if you need credit, we can help you get it.
Go to Route 23 in Sussex.
Jeep Celebration Event Ram Power Days.
Sussex County Sheriff's Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit organization that encourages cooperation between the citizens of Sussex County and the Sussex County Sheriff's Department. If you have information relating to a crime or criminal activity in Sussex County, please contact us. If your tip leads to an arrest, you could receive a reward of up to $1,000. Contact us at 973-300-CRIME or through our website at www.sussexcountysheriff.com. Thank you.
This message made possible by D&H Risk Solutions. For more information, go to risksolutions.com. Farmstead Golf and Country Club is the perfect place to host your event. Weddings, christenings, baby and bridal showers, and sports banquets. The staff at Farmstead will make your day a special one. The banquet facility overlooks their beautiful 27-hole golf course. Farmstead Golf and Country Club can also host your charity golf event. For more information on the Farmstead banquet facilities or to book your tee time, call 383-1666. Farmstead Golf and Country Club, located on Lawrence Road in Lafayette. Visit their website at farmsteadgolf.com.
You know you love pizza and Italian food. Dominic's Pizzeria and Italian Restaurant has got you covered from one end of the county to the other with 3 great locations. Dominic's, East Clinton Street in Newton, with a brand new dining room. Then there's Dominic's on Munsonhurst Road in Franklin. And the third location is Chesco's, Route 94 south in Newton. All 3 locations offer simply great food. Dominic's in Newton, 383-9330. Dominic's in Franklin, 209-1007. And Chesco's, 383-2840.
Party time or work time? Tri-State Rentals has the right tools and supplies for your next job or party, event, and wedding tents in many sizes, plus all the accessories you need to host that perfect party, including bounce houses, carnival games, and catering supplies. We also rent tools and equipment for any job, big or small, indoor or out. We rent, sell, and service Kubota tractors. Planning your next job or event just got easier. Visit Tri-State Rentals online at tristaterentals.com or visit our showroom, 105 Sparta Avenue, Newton.
Commitment to student success is what sets Sussex County Community College apart. Turn your passion into a career and learn from professors who are in the field and rich with experience. Imagine an education with endless possibilities and a campus full of life. Choose a degree or certificate that speaks to your inner self but doesn't have a lasting impact on your finances. Visit our open house on October 14th so that you can get started on a great education. Sussex County Community College. Start here, go anywhere.
Pop, 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 money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Use your phone to pay your friends. You can even pay the rent. Out to dinner, pay your buddy. Use your phone to pop your money. Lakeland Banks, pop money, money. Pop, 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 money, money, money. Pay the sitter, send a gift. It's real easy, you get my drift? You don't need checks, you don't need cash. Use pop money, it's so fast.
Lakeland Banks Pop Money, the easy way to pay people. Pop to it.
Pop, pop, pop.
Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, specializing in public entity risk management, loss control, and self-insured alternatives. Put your trust in Arthur J. Gallagher locally by contacting George Moorville, who served Sussex County schools and municipalities for over 40 years. Arthur J. Gallagher and George Moorville support Sussex County athletes and charities. Arthur J. Gallagher Risk Management Services, business without barriers. For more information, call George Moorville at 973-383-3110.
Eastern Propane remains dedicated to our founding principles of personalized service, quality products, and exceptional technical expertise. We offer comprehensive, single-source solutions including the planning, design, installation, and ongoing maintenance of your propane gas systems and appliances. Our friendly delivery technicians provide you with safe and efficient deliveries, ensuring uninterrupted propane service. Whether your needs are large or small, Eastern Propane offers more ways to serve you better.
Are you looking for something new out of your grocery shopping experience? Sussex Meatpacking is here to help. For over 50 years, we've been bringing Sussex County the finest in meats and poultry. We are your hometown butcher shop with a full-service deli, fresh cut meats daily, and a kitchen for all your catering needs. We also carry imported groceries, a large line of frozen products, including seafood. All the food you see here was made in our very own kitchen. So come on by or check us out online to see what Sussex Meatpacking can do for you.
United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. Welcome back to the Franklin Sussex Auto Mall, Franklin Sussex Hyundai Sports Beat. We're coming to you from the Auto Mall parking lot, making the picks for Week 7. Folks, don't forget our sister dealership down the street. It's Franklin Sussex Hyundai. Great deals down there as well. Great service. They're open. Want your business. If what you don't want is here, they have it over there at the Hyundai. Go check them out. Great deals there as well. All right, we're going to continue our picks for Week 7. 4-2 Lenape Valley. We'll go to 3-3 Kittatinny. That'll be Saturday over at Kittatinny. These two teams, even though Lenape Valley's won the main share of the games, let's be honest, always have a good game. Kittatinny really steps it up against Lenape Valley, and I think that's going to happen again Saturday. Lenape Valley coming off a tough loss, 28-14 to Hackettstown. Big plays and turnovers did in the Patriots against the Tigers. Give C.J. Robinson and the Tigers all the credit, but they ran back and kicked, took a pick, turned that into points with a short field. Got a big 57-yard pass, the only completion of the game for Anthony Caputo to Matt Castro, and they were able to beat Lenape Valley, something they haven't been able to do since these two teams started playing each other. In fact, they played twice a couple years ago in the state tournament. Huge win for Hackettstown because it keeps them in the hunt now for a possible piece of the American Red Division title. As they lost to Lakeland, beat Lenape Valley, and Hackettstown we'll talk in a little bit. They'll be playing Newton. But Lenape Valley, Nick Molinari came back, had a pretty strong game for them. Troy DuPont had the 2 touchdowns. But, they're going to be angry, Lenape Valley. And right now, they're third in the power points behind Mountain Lakes, who they beat, and Caldwell in North 2, Group 2. They need to beat Kittatinny. Kittatinny's a Group 2. They have 3 wins, so some good power points there. As we said before about the High Point Kittatinny game, Kittatinny rolled right down the field. Zach Mafaro with a touchdown, but then they became their own worst enemy. Zach Mafaro, Jake Mafaro do a great job. James Franco, he's going to need to throw the ball against that stout Lenape Valley defense. When he does, he'll be looking for Cal Brook, Jack Sikora, Justin Montefiore, the tight end. Also, possibly the Mafaros out of the backfield. I think this would be a good game, but I think Lenape Valley is going to get the victory, although this is a must-win for Kittatinny if they have any chance of getting in the States. They're on the outside looking in right now, but I think Lenape Valley is going to be too big and physical for Kittatinny. They get the win. 4-2 Hackettstown at number 6. At 6-0, Newton. This should be a great game. Last year was a wild game. Newton pulled out the 1-point victory over at Hackettstown. We talk about the Tigers. They run that option attack. Anthony Caputo does a great job last week against Lenape, 18 carries for 73 yards. Christian Masiak, TJ Scaretta, Brandon Cruder, all these guys all did a nice job last year. Last week, Matt Cash with the big catch. Defensively, every week, it's Austin Willis and Max Cash leading the way. They're going to be flying high. That's a big win on the road. Now they'll go on the road again and play Newton. Newton crushed Chatham, went down there last Saturday night. There was no hangover from the big win over Lakeland. Chase Kramer still with that, hobbled a little bit with the ankle, 14 carries, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. Will Larson only had 2 catches, but both did well for 42 yards. You got Wyatt McCarthy, Dante North. But I think the defense is going to be the key for Newton on Friday, stopping that attack. The DNs are going to have to do the job. Van Ness and Brigante at the defensive ends. Larson and Kaiser at the middle linebackers are going to have to really play their keys. And the guys up front, Babcock and the rest of the gang up front, they're going to have to really play position football and make sure, assignment football, that they don't get suckered into it. But I think Newton will be ready for it. They'll go to 7-0 and basically wrap up that division title. Our next game, 5-1 Pope John at 4-2 Bergen Catholic. Bergen Catholic, consensus #1 team in the state. Their only losses were out of state. Archbishop Wood of PA, 27-21, and National Power out of California, Mater Dei, 62-14. They beat up St. Peter's last week, folks. They just manhandled them up front. They run that no huddle, but they run the ball. It's not like they stretch it out all the time. They ran the ball 58 times last week. They had over 80 plays. It's amazing for high school football. 58 carries for 298 yards for the rushing attack. Johnny Lang is a terrific quarterback, 25 carries, 129 yards, 3 touchdowns. Josh McKenzie becoming the player that everyone thought he was going to be, 21 carries, 125 yards. He was the kid, kind of sparked a little controversy when he had a signing day story done on him when he was in 8th grade. He's down from the shore, and he ended up at Bergen Catholic, and he's really become a terrific player. And then Ramir Johnson, a very good player for them. Tyler DeVera. His Bergen Catholic team is big, physical, and fast. And they're going to remember that they went up to Pope John last year and only won by a touchdown. I think they're going to want to send a message to the Lions. Pope John suffered his first loss. They lost to St. Joe's 20-14. Really couldn't run the ball against that Joe's defense. Nico Haranish did a nice job throwing, 14-26, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a big one to Burrell Neal, bumped off a couple of defenders and took it in. But Joe's was able to slow down Pope John's running attack. But this week it's going to be on the defense. Kids like the linebacker crew we always talk about, Jake Brown, Ryan Greenhagen, Nick Danucci, Ty Haranica, the guys in the secondary, Rodriguez, Charles, Joey Quintadamo, and then on the line, Aiden Murray, Richie Peters, Louis Mantani. Can they slow down Bergen Catholic? I don't think they can. Bergen Catholic gets the win. And then our final game is our game of the week. We want to thank D.W. Clark for being a game sponsor in that game. Wallkill Valley will host Hopatcong Friday night. Hopatcong 0-6, tough loss to Booton last week, 20-6. Armando Santiago had a big game, 23 carries, 123 yards, but they just couldn't get enough to hang in there with the Bombers. Defensively, Anthony Mascherini's having a great season. So is Curtis Matheson. Roger White had a big day on defense. Gavin Farazano. Mike Bushell has been doing a nice job trying to keep these guys into it every week. They'll have to look good for get a good game from Danny Farina at quarterback. And Francesco Mastroianni got a couple plays in there against Booton as well. Tyler Dixon, a good receiver, and the Kennedys anchored the line. Wallkill Valley 1-5, lost to Lakeland after getting up their first win. Alex Mastroianni does a great job running that team. He's a sophomore. He's a star of the future. Dylan Harlow, Justin Rivera. We mention the same kids every week because they're such a small team numbers-wise. Kyle Berry, Brody McDonald, Stephen Line have to do the job. But defensively, Cole Weekly, he anchors that linebacking crew with Harlos and Nugent and Lonsky and Arian Zaku at the line. I think this would be a pretty good game, but I think Wallkill Valley picks up the win over Hopatcong. Hopatcong still has Butler and Verona left. Tough road to hoe there for Mikey Michella, but he'll hang in there. He's from a winning program from Lenape Valley, and he'll get things going at Hopatcong. Bobby Leach will get his second win. So those are the picks for Week 7. Can't believe already, Week 7 here at the Mugs Media Football. And like I said, state tournament will be coming up soon. As I always say, it's the first 8 games, 7 best results. And we'll see who gets in, who gets top seeds. The picture gets clearer and clearer as the weeks go on. We'll have more here on the Sports Beat right after these messages here on Channel 10 and mugsmedia.com.